I bet that there's something you didn't know about Call of Duty Warzone in this video. Today we're going to be taking a look at damage and wall penetration, and I was inspired to make this because of comments left on a video that I recently uploaded about a very high damage M4 build using the SOCOM rounds. And I saw a lot of comments from people saying, why didn't you put the FMJ perk on this as it adds more damage? This is a common misconception, however, with the FMJ perk, but when you load Gunsmith and look at how the stats on the weapon change, you can understand where it comes from. As you can see on an M4 here, when we add FMJ, the damage bar goes up, so naturally people assume that it increases the damage. According to the description and the pros and cons though, it says that the only thing this does is increase bullet penetration and damage against equipment and kill streaks. So there is a bit of a contradiction there and no clear answer. And so a lot of people still believe that it adds more base damage to your weapon, and some people even think that armor in Warzone is classed as equipment, and by that thinking, having FMJ will do more damage. So now we're going to test this and prove what is really going on here, and hopefully I'll show you why I think having FMJ on your gun is a waste of an attachment slot, and it's too situational to be useful in the majority of fights that you get into on Warzone. My method then was to make 4 different loadouts using 2 of the most popular guns in Warzone, the M4 and the HDR. So on the M4 I have one with FMJ off and one with it on, and same goes for HDR as well, one with FMJ off and one with it on. Nice and simple. And next I enlisted the help of my friend Andrew, and we queued up for ages and got into matches as enemies together and began experimenting. Some of the results and things we discovered were quite surprising and enlightening too, so let's take a look. Right, so the first thing we're going to test is the M4 with FMJ off. So I'm going to damage my friend Andrew here, break his armor, and now Andrew, if you put 3 plates in. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to prove that I've got that loadout, FMJ off, you can see there. And we're going to see how many bullets it takes to knock him down to the chest. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bullets with the M4. So if you self-revive, Andrew. So now we're going to test with FMJ on, and just to prove I've got that loadout, FMJ on. There it is, I've got all 5 perks on there. And I'm going to shoot Andrew again in the chest. He's full health, full armor, and we're going to see how many shots it takes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Exactly the same. Okay, so now we've got the HDR with FMJ off. So we're going to see full health, full armor plates on Andrew to the chest. 1 shot. 2 shots. 3 shots. Okay, so now we're using HDR FMJ on. How many shots to the chest? 1, 2, 3. Exactly the same. So now what we're going to test is headshot damage with FMJ off. There's Andrew, full health, full armor. Let's see how many shots it takes to put him down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 shots. Okay, so now we've got FMJ on, and we're going to go headshot damage again. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exactly the same. Okay, now headshot damage on the HDR FMJ off. 1 shot, 1 kill. Okay, now is HDR FMJ on, and no prizes if you can guess what's going to happen. There we go. Instantly dead. Okay, so now we're going to test FMJ damage through something like brick. Andrew stood in the corner there. And as you can see, we've got FMJ off loadout equipped. I'm going to go single fire. And let's test this. No penetration. Nothing. Andrew's right there. That bullet should be hitting him. Okay, round 2. Here's Andrew again. Same wall. Loadout. FMJ is on. M4. What do you reckon, guys? Is this going to go through? Yes, it does. That's quite interesting because in this scenario, this M4 with FMJ off would not hit Andrew at all. There'd be absolutely zero damage through that wall if he was there. But with FMJ on, through a brick wall, maybe it's worth it. So that goes from not being able to kill him to being able to kill him. It's quite an advantage there, but very situational. Okay, so now we're going to test FMJ damage through trees. So Andrew, if you just come stand right behind this tree here. That's it, perfect. Now on this M4 loadout, I've got FMJ turned off. So let's see what happens. Andrew's right there. Gonna fire a bullet. Nothing. That is not penetrating that tree with FMJ off. So now Andrew's in exactly the same spot. This time, I've got my M4 with FMJ on. Can we penetrate this tree? Nothing. So regardless of if you've got FMJ on or off, on an assault rifle like the M4 here, it will not penetrate this type of tree. Doesn't matter. So Andrew's there next to the tree again. I've got the HDR. This HDR, FMJ is off. Can we do it? Let's see. Nothing.
Nope.
No penetration. Even through the corners. Just not hitting him. How about with FMJ on? Okay, there's Andrew again. HDR. FMJ is on. Let's see if it goes through. Yes, it does. So you can actually shoot through these trees if you're using a high power rifle like the HDR and you've got FMJ turned on. So that might be a good use for it. It's not something that I would put on my gun that often, to be honest. As you can see, it's not really doing that much damage. And that's a headshot right there. Finally broke the armor. But it does actually go through that with FMJ on. So there's full health, full armor Andrew. I'm going to see how many headshots it takes to kill him through the tree with FMJ on. HDR. There's one. There's two. There's three. So with FMJ on, you could actually 3-hit kill someone through a tree if you hit them in the head every single time and they were full HP and full armor. Really, the damage through something as big as a tree, it's so small, I just don't think it's worth taking over another attachment. Okay, so Andrew's here, full health, full armor. And what we're going to do is close the door. I'm going to aim at the chest. And as you can see at the moment, I'm using FMJ off, and we're going to see how many shots it takes through the door. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, there's Andrew again. Full health, full armor. I'm going to crouch, get in the position, close the door. This build is FMJ on the M4. How many shots through the door? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One less with FMJ turned on through a wooden door. Doesn't seem to be worth it there, does it? Now, one thing that we've discovered in our testing is that not all trees are created equal. So the one that we tested on earlier was a very different type of tree to this one. And I would argue that these are more common in the game. And what we've discovered is that if there's an enemy behind this type of tree, and this gun here is FMJ off right now. But as you can see, Andrew's there. I'm going to shoot him. Nothing. No penetration whatsoever. Absolute zero. Okay, round 2. Same tree. Same Andrew. This time, M4's got FMJ turned on. Watch this. Hit markers. So again, that's an advantage for FMJ. This type of tree, as well as this type of brick surface, you can actually shoot people through them with FMJ turned on. If you don't have FMJ on, this wouldn't be possible. As you can see though, damage isn't that high. But still, it is an option that you would have with FMJ turned on. So I had to hit him quite a few times there to actually down him. So it does nerf the damage significantly, but at least it's possible. Right, so I'm going to show you guys this as well, because I know that you're going to ask about it. Same tree, HDR. What's this going to look like? So there's Andrew again, and we're just going to test headshot damage here. And this is the HDR with FMJ turned off. So Andrew's there. How many shots through the tree? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So HDR off through the tree. 5 shots. With it on, I think it's going to be quite different. Let's find out. Okay, this time, same tree, full health, full armor. FMJ is on. How many bullets do you reckon, guys? 1, 2. Significantly different, isn't it? When you've got FMJ turned on through a tree. Kills a lot quicker. Right, what about through the center of the tree? Is it any different than shooting at the corner? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. So depending on where you shoot through the tree, it does actually make a difference, it seems. Corner shots tend to do a bit more damage because it appears that there's just less wood to travel through. If you're shooting all the way through the tree, it's going to take a few more bullets to kill. And once again, through the corner of the tree with headshots, just to show that it is actually more damage through a corner. Breaks the armor straight away. Second shot is a kill. So the thickness of the object has to be taken into account. One thing that I wanted to test as well was range. Does range have an impact on this? So Andrew's at that tree there. It's about 50 meters away. I think that's maybe the average distance you would want to engage someone with an assault rifle. And on this one, I've got FMJ turned off. So we're going to test this. Again, I'm going to try and go for chest shots. So we'll go single shot. And let's count how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 shots there at 50 meters. Okay, again, same position. This time, FMJ is on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Same number of bullets. So then, based on the testing that we've just done, what have we learned here and what are the conclusions? Well, I think we can break it down into 4. Number 1, FMJ does not improve your base weapon damage if you're shooting into a target you've got direct line of sight on. And let's be honest, that's the majority of the time. It doesn't do any more damage to armor, and it does not make a difference at all for body shots or headshots either, and range doesn't appear to come into the equation too. Number 2, FMJ does increase bullet damage only when shooting through surfaces at targets. Number 3, on certain weapons and with certain guns, FMJ allows you to shoot through surfaces which otherwise could not be penetrated without it. And number 4, bullet damage through surfaces in general appears to take thickness into account. Typically, the thicker the object, the less damage output on the other side. Wrapping up, based on that knowledge, my opinion is that FMJ is not a perk worth equipping on your guns. I think the amount of times that you would actually shoot at a target through an object per match is quite low. The damage drop-off is harsh too, especially with assault rifles, and I would much rather substitute it for another attachment on my gun instead that, for example, improved recoil control or aim down the sight speed. One other observation is I think that the bars in Gunsmith could be a bit more accurate and perhaps offer a better explanation or description as to what some of the perks and attachments do. Don't believe the bars. And that's all. Do let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, a dislike. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.